Project Cars 2 then. Should I give it a go? I probably should, being a bit of a petrol head, but the problem is Project Cars 1. I tried it a long time ago, was thoroughly unimpressed. At the time it was mooted as this amazing online racing simulator experience, and that was utter bullshit. You know, the car physics alone were just abysmal, and that put me off the franchise completely. You know, I moved on to R Factor 2 and even Assetto Corsa, for example. So yeah, it's a bit of a hard sell to get me into Project Cars 2, but a lot of the early reviews are saying that you know, they've really stepped their game up, particularly around the physics have greatly improved, and other things as well. You know, the weather effects, AI, and the graphics, and so on and so forth. And not so important to me. So I thought, okay, maybe I should give it the time of day, approach this with a fresh, open mind, and try it out. But no demo. Okay. Kind of, you wonder why they don't consider putting a demo out just to convince the non-believers, and then you start thinking, well, is the reason there's no demo because it's not that good? But I can get around that because thankfully Steam has this kind of 2-hour gameplay window for a refund, so you can play up to 2 hours. If you don't like it, refund, no questions asked, you can have your money back. So I thought, fine, I'll do that. So that is what I'm doing. So that's why I wanted to just sort of put some words around the kind of focus of this review. Some will say it's quite narrow, maybe even blinkered kind of approach, but in 2 hours I don't have the time to have an in-depth review of the game, so I'm just going to focus on what's important to me, which is the physics, the feel of the cars. Yeah, I don't give two hoots about the graphics, as long as they're not completely abysmal. You know, it's more about the immersion factor, the sound, the feel, force feedback through the wheel, and just how the cars respond and feel, really. Online matchmaking experience, the menus, I couldn't give two hoots about that. So that's where I'm coming at it from. Now, a little caveat, unfortunately, I'm having to re-record this preface a bit because the in-game footage that I recorded is all knackered thanks to Nvidia's shadow play. I'm getting sick and tired of this whole Nvidia GeForce Experience software. It's becoming less and less reliable every month. And the footage it's recorded, you'll see it's all flickering between my desktop and the game. So I'm sorry about that. I'll stick it in down here anyway. Unfortunately, I can't go and recapture it. And here's the bit of a spoiler, you see, is that I can't recapture it because I did get the game refunded. Now, I don't want you to jump to conclusions that means the game is shit. Not necessarily. Still watch to the end. It might just be that it wasn't for me, you know. So, thank you, Nvidia. Strongly considering going back to AMD now, to be honest. The hardware might not be as powerful, but the software was always so much more reliable. Anyway, so we'll jump to my pre-recorded footage now, which was me first trying the game. And I'll leave me to it. Over to you, Dan.
Right then, let's fire it up. Okay. Okay, very pretty. Kind of aren't all intros. I'm not really. I do like to watch the intro on the first time you fire a game up. Sometimes it gets the juices flowing, doesn't it? Let's have a look. Okay. Okay. So we've got track racing. We've got rallycross, karting, old school. Classic racing, modern stuff. While this is going on, I'm just going to play single screen rather than triple screen, just really for the technicalities around recording for you guys, really. But I'll check triple screen out afterwards and kind of let you know if there's any issues with it. I'm playing with the Thrustmaster 500RS wheel, shifter. The shifter I've got in manual mode. I'm going to try and find a car that's all, you know, manual change. Well, see they're doing head tracking there. I'm not going to bother setting up head tracking in the first instance, but again, like the triple screen, I'll give it a try. I'm playing on a 8-core AMD, quite an old setup, several years now. It's on a 970 Nvidia card. So not a high-end rig, really, by any stretch. I mean, high enough, but it plays everything else I've thrown at it. Right then, okay, so menu. Right, first thing I want to do is I want to go into options. Engineer, authentic. So really, I'm going through and I'm making sure everything is as close to reality as possible. Yeah, so all the settings. So full damage, full mechanical failures, full wear. So driving assists will match whatever the real life car has. Okay, we'll stick with that. That's fine. Right, I'm just going to map controls, make sure they're set up. And yeah, I'm not going to dick around with all this too much. Right, let me just do that. Okay, right, I think we're there. So I'm going to go quick play. So obviously we can create a race. I'm just going to do this private testing. I just want to muck around on a track. So vehicle select. So I want to Volkswagen. I want to okay. I want to pick a car that's fairly normal, something that I could draw real life comparisons with, or something that I've driven in real life. Ah, there we go. Perfect. GT86. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go with that. Nice car. Yes, I've driven one. Great cars. So let's go with that. A track that I know. Donington Park. Perfect. Yeah, okay. Let's go with that. Okay, let's get in there and see what it's like then. So this is just a practice, I think. So all I'm interested in here, I don't give two hoots how pretty it is. I mean, I'll make a comment, but that's not what I'm really judging it on. I want to know that this kind of drives right. That's all I'm really interested in. Let it load up.
It's race time. As you look around the pre-race menu, you'll see a list of all the participants. You'll also be able to view a detailed map of the track by selecting the map icon.
Whatever.
Practice is about getting to know...
Yeah, whatever. Tuning setup. Okay, what have we got here? We have experienced setup engineers. Ideal for experienced. Okay, setup name loose. Cool, I like it. Setup description loose setup. Okay, what's this race engineer? So you can talk about braking, downforce, suspension, gearing, suspension. Oh, okay, I like this. So you're a race engineer. If you're not into tweaking of all the settings, you can just ask your questions. What's the issue with the handling of the car? It doesn't turn into corners. The car is turning too much in corners. It feels like after just a few laps the tyres are gone and not working. I like that. It's nice. I do like that because a lot of games, you know, for people who don't know what they're twiddling, just speaking to a race engineer about what the problem is, and I presume if we go to edit setup we can have a proper fiddle. Yeah, okay, so we can go in caster angles, camera angles, all that kind of stuff. Okay, well, I'm just going to go with, let's turn the fuel load down a bit. I don't think we need 50 litres of fuel in. Engine braking, fine, okay. Let's just go out, save over existing setup slot, yeah. Back. Go, let's just go. Okay, it's driving me out already. Hold on. Do I not get to do it myself? Okay. Don't like that. Just put me in the garage and let me, so it's just all auto at the moment. Am I doing anything? Okay, right, okay. Right then, so let me just stop here. Right then, so what's the audio like? I mean, the setup thing was loose, so I suppose it would explain. There's a real clunk to the gear change for some reason. I don't know what that's about. I'll knock around here and just see. The texture of the gravel is shit, but it doesn't look like gravel at all. What happens if I go through a sign? Okay. I don't know what this massive clunk is when you change gear on the thing, but I presume there's some stability control kicking in the car there. So maybe I need to go and have a fiddle with that and turn that off. It's not blowing me away yet, to be honest. So what happens if I just slam on the anchors? Okay. Got like a simulated ABS there, seems fair. The sound isn't really grabbing me. Let me turn the volume up here a bit. Doesn't sound very crisp, it sounds kind of muffled. Okay, I think that's probably some settings, stability control settings that are kicking in there. So let's exit that. Yes, let's move to a different car. Try. I think there was a Honda, wasn't there? Let's try that Honda. Vehicle select. Honda. Let's try a front wheel drive car with lots of power going through the front wheels. Let's see what that's like. Let's go. Okay, so I'm going to go against what I said earlier a little bit here. I'm going to go to Nürburgring, which where is it? Which I've not driven in real life. But I've driven a lot in other simulators. Okay, so cheating a little bit, but I'm just as a little bit of variety. Let's go there and see what it's like. That at the moment, it's not blowing my socks off, to be honest. Yeah. I see here some interesting vehicle record. Alligator Ricky's done an 805 around here already. Is that bridge to gantry? I don't know. Okay, so I want stability control off, traction control off, anti-lock brakes off. Okay, let's just turn all the assists off. I'm conscious that you wouldn't really drive a car like that here, but I kind of want to see what the car model is doing underneath. The sound is okay. Oh, the front is not doing anything with all this power going through it. Yeah, I mean, there is force feedback there, but unless a Honda Civic is really uncommunicative on the front end, it's just really light and it's just weightless. Good kind of tyre noise, I suppose. Gives you a hint as to what the car's doing audibly. The force feedback is quite light, and it's not really telling me a lot. Not like Assetto Corsa, really. I'm really not getting much torque steer coming through this car, which I don't want to prejudge what a Honda Civic Type R is like, but I can't believe it's this well behaved. But graphically, my 970 is coping perfectly fine, thankfully. I mean, I could drive this like two-fingered. In fact, let's just try that, shall we? Let's just very little info around the carousel. Okay. It's just... I need to try another car because I'm not convinced with this one. I'm just going to check the force feedback settings aren't some kind of like pussy mode. Right, options, controls, force feedback, flavour, raw. So raw is what? Unfiltered force feedback, allowing you feel the full strength of the various forces felt by drivers. Okay, right, whatever. I don't know what to do that might impress me more. Maybe I should try a wet race. So let's just dive straight into doing a race, shall we? So I'm just gonna...
This is where you can either...
Yeah, whatever, mate. I'm just gonna throw into something big style. What have we got? What looks suitably scary? Lotus. Okay, what about some old school, yeah, classic racing? Oh, 49. Oh, 51. Let's not go too stupid. Let's not go too stupid. Let's go like a... No. Let's go stupid. Okay, Lotus 49. Track. Let's stick with something that I know. Ooh, Spa. I don't really know Spa that well. Go on, we'll try Spa, but I might cock it up a bit because I can't really remember Spa very well. Race settings. Right, let's have some rain, shall we? Yeah, whatever. 10 laps. Start session, whatever. Time progression. Real time. Season. Winter. Weather slots. Weather slots. Weather forecast. Medium cloud. Blizzard. Snow. I like it. Okay. Light rain. Let's go with light rain. Light rain. Standing. Save. Yeah, let's just do it. I could have set something completely ludicrous here, but let's just give it a go. So this is all assists off. Everything as real as it can be. In the rain, in an old vintage Formula 1 car, round Spa. It should be nigh on impossible for me to jump straight into this. I don't know the track at all. It doesn't seem to mind you just whacking it down into down gears. Come on, people. Come on. Come on. The spray effect's good. The rain effect is good. I do really feel like I can't see very much, which is good. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't hit anyone. Oh, that's good. I didn't hit anyone. That was the main thing. Going back on. Now, there's a little bit of chirruping there when I kind of don't rev match coming down. Come on. You can go around there quicker than that, mate. Come on. I think they're kind of point and squirt merchants, really, these AI players. Okay, yeah, so there is a need to kind of heel and toe a little bit. That's good. Okay, it's growing on me. Doesn't like rushed gear changes as well. It won't let you rush them. Okay, yeah, I'm warming to it. I think some of the base cars are maybe not so impressive. But as you start moving up to the more challenging stuff, it's maybe a bit more engaging. Yeah, good. Okay, so there's good force feedback there as you really feel the tyres running over their ridges. I think it is probably an improvement on the first one, quite easily. As to whether it's that groundbreaking, I mean, certainly R factor still takes it for me, and this doesn't really, I'm not thinking this really offers me enough over Assetto Corsa to really be bothered paying 50 quid for it. Okay. Well, there's nice effects and stuff. Ah, tough one. Is it a keeper?
So I fiddled around, I got triple screen working, had a little bit of a play on that. It works fine. It pushes my 970 a little bit now, in all fairness, but yeah, the visuals are good. It's a little bit peculiar with triple screen. You don't put your Nvidia card into surround mode. Just have your normal shared desktops like this, and then the game will spread it across the 3 screens fine. If you put it into surround mode, it throws it a right curveball and it doesn't work. But anyway, I didn't bother trying VR. The reality is I'm coming at this really just from the perspective of immersion and realism, from a petrol heads kind of perspective. How close to real life can this game get? So all the niceties around it looking pretty, yeah, that's great, but I don't care. The gameplay, the online matchmaking and all that kind of stuff, I don't care. I've not even looked at that. I'm not. Judge it for yourself or other reviews for that. Purely on the sense of how it feels, it's a no from me, to be honest. I'm going to get a refund. It's not that it's abysmal or bad. I mean, it's probably an improvement over the first one, I'm sure. But it's not a patch on Assetto Corsa in terms of feel, and certainly not R factor either. The audio in it is quite lackluster. It doesn't really engage me. And the force feedback is specific to the cars. So once you fiddle around and look at some of the other cars, you find that they're a bit more communicative. So that's great. That Civic maybe was a bad example, but it doesn't instill me with that little sense of fear that Assetto Corsa does. It doesn't make me work hard like AC does to get a fast lap round, say, the Nürburgring. It's just all a little bit too easy in this. So yeah, like I said, it's not that it's bad. And if you want an overall kind of game experience with all the online matchmaking and it's got some nice little touches like the race engineer who will tweak your car. I kind of like that. That's good, but that's not what I'm coming at it for here. It's very limited, very narrow vision review. This one, okay, just about how the cars feel for me. Nah, it doesn't do it for me. It's not bad, but it's no better than other stuff I've got. So yeah, that's it from me. I will now start my Steam refund process. But hey, each to their own. Some people I'm sure will love it, but not me.